Bandana Gramma here. Today I'm diving into this old recipe box that belonged to my mother, and we're making China Sun pork. Hi, Bandana Gramma here, back in my kitchen getting ready to cook because I'm starting a new series called Cooking from Great Great Grandma's Recipe Box. I recently acquired this box collected by my mother, Vera. There she is, my beautiful mother Vera. And many of those recipes she hand wrote or collected handwritten from her friends. And there's also a whole lot of clippings in here from old newspapers and magazines. So I'm going through these, finding the most interesting ones to share, and I'm making them up. And I'm going to share them with you. Now, it's very possible that some of these recipes also came from her mother, which would make it the great-great-great-grandmother recipe card file. And this is her mother, my grandmother, Ada. And today she would be a at least 3 great-grandmother. I'm about to become a great-grandmother myself, so, you know, it adds up. Okay, now the first recipe I'm going to do that I chose, it's pretty battered and beat up and stained, but it's called China Sun pork, and it's an Asian type meal that I serve over rice, and I hope you enjoy. The ingredients for our China Sun pork include vinegar, soy sauce, cornstarch, onion, ginger, garlic, water, slivered carrots, slivered bell pepper, pineapple, red pepper flakes, a pound of pork, brown sugar, and oil. Start by putting a half cup of water into a bowl or pan. We're not going to cook it right here. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. The pineapple is going to be drained. And you can use either chunks or crushed or tidbits. And we're going to add soy sauce and cornstarch. Here we have some vinegar, a teaspoon of vinegar, and red pepper flakes, a 1/4 teaspoon. I added some brown sugar because I believe my mother's recipe called for pineapple that was in syrup. And because my pineapple was in juice and I didn't see any other sugars in this recipe, I added the brown sugar. So we just stir this all together to make the sauce, and we set it aside. Now I've heated my wok, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And in that, I'm going to brown up my pork. This should be thinly sliced pork, cut thinner than I did here, or into bite-sized little chunks would be best. That looks good. Now we're going to add garlic and ginger. First the ginger goes in. You can either mince up some fresh ginger or use some powdered ginger. I've used a little of both here. And for the garlic, I put it through a press. It's a lot easier than mincing. And scrape that off and get it in there. 2 large cloves of garlic is what it called for. And we'll mix that all in and cook it 1 minute. Then we add onion and carrots. I would chop the onions smaller than what you see here. And here go the slivered carrot. So we mix that all in and we cook that for 1 minute. We add the sauce that we've set aside. And we add the pineapple and the bell pepper. Now this is drained pineapple. Use either chunks, or you could use crushed as I am, or you can use tidbits. And there go the bell peppers. Now we're going to cook this down until the sauce thickens. We don't want the veggies to get too limp. We like them to have a nice al dente texture to them. Alright, this is looking really good. This is where you want to taste it now and see if you need to add a little more salt or maybe a little more spice. You never go just by the recipe. You always trust your taster. Alrighty, this is done, and I'm going to serve it over some rice. This was really, really yummy. I loved it. My family loved it. And I'm going to put the recipe in the show more section. And I think this one's going to go into my cookbook too. Thanks, Mom. I always love it when you come by to visit. Remember, if you don't find me inside, come on out to the garden. I'm probably there. Be sure to come back often and subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm on next time. See you then.